All right, this is my final graphics project by Max Glover, which is me. A little bit about me. My name is Max Glover. I'm a computer science major here at Illinois State University, and I'm an undergraduate senior. And today is actually my last day of school, which I'm pretty excited about. The project I created this on myself with help from the demonstrations and lectures that we've been doing throughout the year. It's a three-part project, three CPP files. The first part is a pyramid with a light source, where I demonstrate some lighting calculations as it rotates around. The second part is using cube maps, which I got a San Francisco area cube map with a model backpack in it. And the third part is blending on the surface. I created a kind of an eerie scene, something like a graveyard, where I use clouds to blend the objects behind it. So for the first part, the pyramid, we use the Phong optical model in this, which is just lighting calculations. So we calculate the ambient, which is the base light, when the object is just there, how much light is on the object in its resting state when there's no light source being shined on it. Diffuse lighting, which is the light that comes off of the light source onto the object, and it calculates how much light should be reflected off of the object based on how close the object is to the light and which side is facing the light source. And then specular is the highlights of the object. It calculates how shiny the object should be and like the highlights of the light on the object based off of the reflection from the light source. And this is just some of the code that I've used the lecture codes as an example of to help me do this. For the second part is the cube map of the San Francisco area. I'm pretty sure it was recorded on a 360 camera, probably with one of those Google Earth cars. But in this one, it's basically pretty simple to do. We load the cube map, we load the model. I used a function from one of the lectures that loaded the cube map for me, which just like took care of all the textures and used clamp to edge to make sure that it was seamless and there were no gaps in each of the images. And then one thing that was hard for this one is I did reflection on the model, kind of like in assignment 4, where the model backpack would reflect whatever the scene is behind it. And for that, we just use the reflect function, and it just calculates what is behind it, and it just reflects the scenery behind it. For the third part is the graveyard little eerie scene that I made. It's mainly using alpha blending or blending. Alpha blending is the alpha channels of the image get changed. So you could like, it reflects like the objects behind it and just like alters the color of the clouds that I put around there. I actually had to put the cloud image into an alpha blending generator to get it to work correctly, because if you find the image online, it will not have the correct alpha channels to be blended. One of the things that is tricky in this one, you have to sort the clouds first, based on where they are from the camera, and then you have to render them in a sorted order so that if there's multiple clouds behind each other, they can like add on their alpha channels, so it's even more shaded behind like 3 clouds rather than behind 1 cloud. And the reflect function was supposed to be in the second one. And here are some of the pictures of my 3 files. The first one is just the pyramid with the light source shining onto the pyramid. It's pretty dark without any light, but then when it's facing the light source, as you can see, it's a sandstone brick. The second picture is an image of the cube maps of the San Francisco Bay Area. There's people walking around and things. I downloaded it off of the internet. And then the model backpack I used from class. As you can see, it reflects the tree behind it. using that reflect function, just whatever scenery is behind it is getting put onto the backpack, which is pretty cool. And then the last part is the blending function. This is kind of what you're seeing, a little graveyard I made, but I had tombstones and then a surface that those tombstones sit on. And then there's clouds in the sky, and as you can see, everything past the clouds is a little bit more gray and blurry because we're looking at it through a cloud, just like it would be in real life, which is a cool use of the blend function, something that we did in class. And that's it for me. It's been a great semester, and thank you.